Hey, this is just a snippet from our podcast, but if you want to catch the full episode, that'll be on YouTube, and the extended version will be on our Patreon. Donkey Kong Bananza. So excited to hear Damiani and Bloodworth's thoughts.
No, I wish I would. In many ways, I wish I'd played more.
And I was playing too on the plane.
I just played.
Sorry, you weren't listed here. I was just reading it. I'm sorry.
I played it too.
Yeah, exactly. All three of you.
Yeah. So I'm a few levels in, but long way to go still. But
yeah,
really,
I'm on
really
the
enjoying
third
it.
area.
Nice.
I'm at the little gemstone people.
Sick.
Nice. And
Who's
then
gonna
I
take
know
it away?
Damiani's definitely he passed me. So like,
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were gonna do an intro or something there, Blood, but my bad. Ever since I saw this game, I was very interested about how it actually would play. I got the vibes that this was gonna be more of like about destruction, traversal, like adventure game, like more like that rather than like a pure platformer. Which now playing it, I could say like, well, there are elements of platforming, and there is even a special power later that is definitely about being in the air and platforming. The majority of the game is not really like that. So it's like, I don't think it's fair to compare it to like a 3D Mario game. It doesn't feel like any other 3D Mario game I've ever played. So it's definitely its own unique thing. And I really like what they are doing in this game. It is about interacting with your environment. It has combat, which is, feels pretty good. It gets pretty good later. There's some boss things that are pretty cool that they do.
Nice.
And I really like the way that it's not just about destruction and using Donkey Kong's punches to destroy stuff. You get these unique powers, and they're called Bananza. That's like part of the title is called Bananza. It's because you get these special Kong pounds his chest, Pauline sings, and you get a power, and it's like the first one you get kind of makes you like Super Saiyan Kong, where you just like can like super punch everything and like destroy previously
materials that were too strong before. You can just smash
some of those metal walls or whatever that we were seeing. That's sick.
And there are several more of those later. I have 3 now. About to get, if I keep playing, I think I'll get my 4th. I have either 3 or 4, and they all do something drastically different. So the first one's just about like more strength. The others address other parts of the gameplay and elevate them and change them in really cool ways. And the best
I would love
part,
it if one of them was just like he can talk really eloquently. He just becomes like a sterling conversationalist.
It's kind of interesting because you have full VO in this game. Like you have the Kong made up language, and then you have like Pauline speaking English to them. So it's like,
she speaks system language. If you don't,
okay.
Whatever your Switch is set to is what she speaks.
Oh, that's cool. But I mean, they're speaking, a human language.
A language,
So it's kind of interesting to see like that them go that route. But like, it does add that extra layer of like, it does feel like, I like that. I appreciate that for sure. Sorry, Blood.
Yeah. Well, there's a cool thing about that though, that it's a neat little detail. Is it's like, like Donkey Kong can certainly understand her, but she clearly can't understand him, right? And so there's a little bit of a language barrier, and so she never says Donkey Kong. She just says DK because she reads it off of his tie.
That's a good point. Yeah,
That's funny.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, so it's just it's a neat little detail.
Little Groot situation.
But I mean, so far, like I'm really digging like the acting for Pauline, and they do this neat little thing, Huber, where you basically like set up camps throughout the level.
Love that.
So like they just like carve a little spot for you with like a place to change clothes and to change the music and to like just take a nap. And depending on how many of those you built in a level, it will give you bonus health.
Oh. Just for that level, or
just for that level?
Got layer world,
yeah.
Got it.
And so, but what's really, really neat about it, Huber, is when you take that nap, you have an option to like have a little conversation with Pauline, and
Yes.
each one of those little base camps is a different conversation. So sometimes she'll be talking about things that are like right there in that specific location.
So fun.
They are definitely contextual. Yep.
I love
get
that.
those.
The SteamWorld digging aspect is the initial thing that made me be like, oh right, this game is going to be fun, because like from the trailers and stuff, it wasn't grabbing me. Like, I'll be honest. I was kind of like, everyone was losing their minds, and I was like, I don't know, it seems okay. Like, I don't know, but like playing it past the tutorial, like I pretty quickly was like, oh no, yeah, this is solid. It
Cody watch.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's its own thing. It's a weird, like, it's not trying, like Damiano was saying, it's like not trying to be Mario, but it's not also trying to be like Donkey Kong Country. It's like its
That-
own kind of special, wonderful little
Exactly.
weird thing. It's really
Hell
nice.
yeah.
They're very purposeful with the design of this game. Like, the tutorial area
Yeah.
is clearly meant to like get your punching
That could
the
be Nintendo's
shit out
middle
of
name.
everything out of your system. Although for someone like me, they even accounted for that. Like, okay, well then get to the first real world, they're probably still gonna like try and destroy everything. So later levels start to get a little bit more streamlined and taking into account that, like, okay, they probably want more objectives, where in the earlier world they're like, they're going to spend so much time just blowing stuff up. So like, it feels like the environments were designed around that. And then the Bananza stuff as well, they definitely designed those deeper layers, those environments around those Bananza abilities, and it feels like you're you are utilizing them in meaningful ways, not just for one gimmick. It's like, oh, I just need to get over here using that, and then I'll never do it again. You are constantly using it, and to the point where the Super Saiyan one was so close to the default Donkey Kong that I remember everyone's like, why is Damiani not using it so much? Well, like, I liked being, destroying his Donkey Kong, but like when I got to the, like, it wasn't clicking for me. But when I got the other ones, like, I'm constantly using them, and it's like, okay, that was the
Yeah, we
moment
could
for
talk
me.
about the next two, which is the ostrich one, which like
Oh, yeah, that's in the trailer.
Yeah,
the
the
slide.
And then the
zebra one is a
where you
fast
run real
run, yeah.
fast. Yeah. So
Oh,
the
okay.
zebra one, I got in like a an ice cream, like snow mountain themed area, like candy, frozen treats. And there are a lot of platforms that will just fall apart when you walk on them because you got to
Got
run over
it.
them quickly. And there's also some puzzles that do that. And the level initially teases you with all that stuff, so you have to go deeper into the level to solve these issues, which are either like defeat enemies, solve puzzles, meanwhile you're exploring these great environments. There's so many hidden things to engage with. Like, it's just like the moment to moment is done so well in this game, because hidden bananas that you could collect, hidden fossils that you could collect that are used for the not just glamour. It's not just glamour, it's fashion souls, but also like practical fashion souls, because all the gear you can buy, like the outfits, come with beneficial attributes, like you can swim faster, or you can run in mud better, or you get more, your Bananza ability, you regenerate it faster when you're killing enemies, cool stuff like that. And all these systems are just funneling into that. You want to keep exploring, you want to keep destroying, you want to keep engaging with the activities. And then, like, the best part about this is keeping track of all of it, like the map. And I'll let Blood talk about like how the map works in this game, because like it might not be clear at first, but like it's insane
is
what they're doing with the map. Yeah,
The map is
Yeah, 'cause-
very strong.
Yeah, because basically
Top 10 maps.
the map is in a very practical way is not a map. It is just the level. It just zooms all
It just
the way
zooms out. Yeah.
and so all of that destruction that you've done is represented on the map. And
Which
then
keeps everything in context. It's really good.
Yeah. The other thing that's really nice about it is that you've seen, if you're watching the video version, you've seen Damiani pick up some of these treasure chests that kind of like randomly spawn, and then you can spend some cash to get more at the shop as well. But there are collectibles that are like very specifically placed in the level, like the bananas and the fossils and things like that. And when you get one of these maps, it will pin where one of the collectibles is, and so then you can run across and get it. And it's just a nice, like, it's got that sense of the like Breath of the Wild, like, oh, I see something over there and I want to go to it.
Yeah.
But in a much smaller, more focused space. So you're constantly
Had that with
having
Odyssey.
that experience.
For sure.
So it's like, oh, I want to go do that. Oh, before I end, I just want to go do that thing. But then you get over there and then you see something else and then you see something else. And then before you know it, it's like 3 hours later. And so
Totally.
Because you just keep wanting to do other things.
Yep.
And similar to the Bananza, it's like each of these new levels, these new layers that you get into, has its own new mechanics and new types of materials that function in ways that you haven't seen before. And playing around and learning how those mechanics works is really interesting and really fun as well.
I was getting the impression that, because there have been a few things in the first few levels that I like wasn't able to get to in that like side area that you were in a little while ago. Clearly there was something on top of the thing, and I tried to get up there a couple of times. But do you think there's like backtracking stuff when you get later abilities?
I was pretty like when I looked at, because there's a thing
I
with
will
that
not
tracks
answer
the
that.
things that you picked up, and I had gotten like most of the bananas in the first couple of zones.
Yeah.
Before I moved on.
Yeah.
But there
I
are
got
some
most
like
of them too, but there
there's
was
some
like one that
techniques
I
and
was
things
like,
though that like you might not know about right ahead of time. So like chunk jumping. They don't teach you about until like the second like big world after the tutorial, right?
Is
And so
that the
that's where
rock double jump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
that's one of the first skills you can unlock. It was the first one
So-
I unlocked.
So here's the thing. I think this is actually, it's not detrimental, but it's not communicated well. So you can by default do the chunk jump where you jump and then jump again, and you'll throw the rock downward. The skill makes it so when you throw the rock downward, it leaves a crater. So you can
Oh.
actually do that without unlocking that skill.
That's weird.
I have
Yeah.
not encountered anything that has required you to actually backtrack. In fact, it's like
Okay.
even beyond that, like the housing thing we were talking about, that those conversations, you don't get those two later layers. So like earlier layers don't even have that mechanic for that like which is the fast travel system for the elevator or
elevators?
teleporter. Sorry.
Well, there's the elevator and the teleporters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have those.
I love that they're a
Dummy,
little
are
fancy.
So like but one quick thing about like interactivity, about like we're talking about exploration, but how you engage with the environment and like seeing if something is possible.
Yeah.
There is a part where you get to a part. Blood already did it, so he's seen it. There's a part where you have a choice about which way to go, and it seems like a branching path, but it's like, which world do you want to go to next? I'm just gonna say like you're gonna have to do both. So like don't freak out about it. Like I was like, but it's presented like kind of symmetrically. It's like, oh, like left or right, and you see the theming in advance. Anyway, when you there is something later where it's like, oh, you might need to go back and do the other one because something might need to happen. And I was like, let me see about that, Nintendo. Because there's an ability to take pieces of the ground, mud, and throw them and it'll stick to
Right.
surfaces. You can build like bridges basically, and I'm like, I'm gonna see
Stranding.
if I can build a bridge across something right now.
Sandpaper
And
bridges?
And I was like, this is gonna take like hours if I do this. I'm like, no. But then later, I got the ostrich Bananza ability, and I was like, came back and was like, wait a second, if you pick this one first, can you just? I was like, wait a second, and I was like, I don't know. Is like Nintendo intending for like just the fact that I'm even asking myself if this is possible, trying it, seeing it's possible, but then like this feels like maybe Nintendo accounted for this. Like I like that. I don't want to call it a mind game, but I like that feeling of being able to be creative in that way. That's the type of creativity I like, is coming up with like some crazy physics-based solution. Like like when Breath of the Wild stuff. Like I like coming up with
sanctioned cheese.
Sanctioned cheese. Yeah, I like coming up with sanctioned cheese. But in a more practical sense, like Blood was like, I think, gonna have a heart attack at one point when I was just like in smash everything mode. But eventually the game is like, maybe you should be a little bit more purposeful with your smashes and how you interact with the environment, because you might encounter a part where it's like, you're gonna screw up if you just smash everything and smash away. And I kind of like that the game accounts for that and designs around that. And you get more context by engaging with all the NPCs for sure. But even if you're bypassing a lot of them, which is also going to give Blood a heart attack, you still, the developers know, like, they knew. They're like, some people are just going to not engage with these things. We still need to have a way to communicate to you.
I have to put some context around this for people that don't know the kind of thing I was talking about. Damiani was like struggling to find a way to like grab this banana that was hanging from a ceiling, and there was a ladder right next to him. Like, you just climb the ladder and then punch it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to.
He only sees the cheese. He can't see the intended paths.
Like the early bosses, everyone's like, why is he not using the Super Saiyan power? And I'm like, because it's more. Honestly, it was like more challenging having like.
I didn't use the Kong Bananza as much.
Yeah,
the first two bosses, I just like ran toward them, smashing punch, and I killed them instantly.
I will say, like, there is something I think I got maybe to that close or at the halfway point of the game, and at some point between the beginning and that point, I encountered a type of combat situation where I was like, holy crap, am I glad I had that plus whatever health from one of those resting places, because I was like, wow, like am I almost
does camping
dead?
give you a bonus health?
So some of those,
the more outposts that you make, the more little beds that you make, the more bonus health you
it's
get.
like the Breath of the
I've
Wild,
just
Tears
been
of the
kinda
Kingdom
skipping this.
one. It's like temporary. Like,
That's nice. That's cool.
yeah.
Yo, this is a good video game, dude.
It is impossible to look away from it. The destruction and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It is
It's satisfying.
It is.
Yeah.
It is so hard to look away.
But yeah, what Damiani was talking about earlier, like, yeah, this is a game that's like very much like allows you to fully like sequence break, and it's like, and they're just fine with it, you know. Like there's a part when we were doing the stream the other night, whereas, you know, like I realized, like, yeah, you can go down this secret hole and go to the next, you know, sub level of this level, and completely skip all the people that the quest marker's telling you to go to, and just do the objectives. You know, like, you don't have to talk to those people.
That to me is Nintendo at the height of its powers, when it like gives you a toolkit and like lets you do things that you feel like you might be like breaking or doing what they didn't want you to do, but it's like they've definitely thought of you doing that. Like,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that stuff.
Yeah,
So
and similarly, like the zone after this one, I was doing the gamer thing of like, oh, the quest marker's over there, I'm gonna go do everything else. But then I basically did everything else to the point where like I did the thing that the quest marker was going to send me to. You
Right.
know? Like,
Damiani, we always talk about how, well, I think you do too, but I really love how Mario has optional challenges that are way harder than the main path.
the
heard
B-roll
this
has
is like
one
that.
right
Yeah,
now. There's lots of these
perfect.
little bonus
these
levels
bonus
everywhere.
things.
How challenging do some of these things get?
So I don't think so. I do wish a few. I mean, there might be harder ones to come. I expect there probably is some
I
hidden
heard
thing
that
I have not come
post-game,
across. Yeah,
like
yeah.
Odyssey gets hard.
Yeah, I'm expecting that. This is definitely, everything I've encountered for the most part has been on like the easier side. It's more about, this is a cool concept. Whether you're like, some are puzzle based, some are combat based, some are something else that I won't say. But they
Fully
all
avoiding the peekaboo thing. Never mind.
they all have like a bit of like a spectacle, and they're pretty cool to engage with, and they feel satisfying, but they're not overtly like challenging. And even if you like fail one, like usually it's a combat one that you'll like. So there are two that I like failed. There was a combat one, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. And like you'll like you'll have to like fail once, maybe like twice, and you'll pick up on it. There's one where I had to like destroy a whole building. And okay, it
remember
was
that.
interesting. It was actually not bad, but there's a small thing I want to say. Two small things I want to say. They're a little bit negative. This is a fantastic game, and I do want to say like two small negatives. I am not thrilled about some of the UI choices they have done. In particular, this one instance, I couldn't see that this measure for success for this level where I had to destroy stuff was a percentage remaining of things to destroy, and it was like embedded like right above Donkey Kong's shoulder in tiny font, and I didn't even notice it. I was like, how do I even tell if I like how I'm like to succeed in this level? And then I like chat pointed out, I was like, what? That tiny thing? Some other UI elements, but also like there's some bugs because it's like they're trying to do crazy crap in this game. So like, of course there's gonna be bugs, but a few times it came at the expense of like, all right, Nintendo. Like I would be on a surface and would punch something to destroy it. And it was just rock, and Kong would go flying. I'm like, wait, what? Why is he flying?
Same
What,
thing like
did I
that.
hit an explosive wall? And the chat's like, no, this happened to all of us. Don't worry, it happens at least once in this game. I was like, oh, okay. You just go flying sometimes when you punch stuff. So like small little things like that, but like it doesn't take away. Like even that, I was like laughing. I'm like, okay, wasn't my fault that this went wrong, but it's still kind of amusing that this happened. But it's like very hard to like see anything that like really seems like at this point like that's like kind of critical about, you know, that'd be too overtly critical about in a negative way about this. So like
I saw Tim Geddes say, did you hear what Tim Geddes said?
No, I didn't hear.
They put out a short. This was before I had played it, and he was like, Blessing asked him what he thought of it, and Tim was like, you know, we always talk about Odyssey or Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2, like some of the greatest platformers in gaming history. And if someone asked me to say one game of all of those, I would say Bananza. And I was like, holy shit.
Interesting. Yeah, that's high praise. As I'll just keep it short here by referencing earlier. I said I don't view this game like a 3D Mario game, and in that regard, in terms of like pure platforming challenge, this is not scratching that itch at all for me. But I'm not looking forward to, and nor like am I feel disappointed in that regard.
I get
Yeah,
that.
to me it's a completely different.
Yeah, it's presenting
thing.
something completely different.
Because
and
I
I
know
mean,
you so
it's
well.
more Banjo-Kazooie than Mario 64.
It's an action adventure traversal with like special abilities and some jumping, but like it's not designed around like you're gonna fall a lot and fail. Like to me,
And
that's
it's
a
a
hallmark
dig
of a
game.
platformer. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I kept joking. It's Minecraft for boomers. It's like 'cause you didn't play Minecraft like me. It's like cool. Well, I'll destroy stuff here. I mean, you could say it's like SteamWorld Dig, but
Yeah.
yeah. I imagine, like, you know, some people, this might be their first exposure to a game where it's like, oh, destroy everything. I can keep destroying and digging
If you like
down.
this, play SteamWorld Dig 2 after.
Yeah, that I will back that up. It's
Very different games, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
Very different
music,
than Red Faction.
music is Red Faction's are going. Music is
22nd,
fantastic.
May
in this game.
22nd, 2001.
Wait.
Glad
Gabby's
Nintendo
joke,
finally-
Say that
Faction
again when Huber's
Gorilla.
paying attention.
Oh, the music's fantastic in this game.
Oh yeah.
There's
You're
something
hearing
in
it, Huber?
here.
You wanted to know.
There's something in here that's like I paused. I was like, we're sitting here for like the full 4 minutes that this thing plays. I'm sorry,
Nice.
we're not going anywhere,
Hell
not
yeah.
moving, paying my. I said paying my
Soundtrack of the year?
respects right now.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
pay your
like,
respects.
I was doing something where I was destroying everything in a certain type of level, and I was like, I refuse to hit a button to destroy anything right now. And then like when the music ended, I was like, all right, respects over, let's go. I was like, destruction's back
yeah.
on.
But talking about paying respects, like I read through the Ask the Developer that they did for this, and it is pretty wild how much like they've really tried to take these little bits and pieces of all of the different eras of Donkey Kong in the past, and then like holistically bring them together while also delivering something that they've never done before with the character. And one of the things, Isla, you weren't here for the stream, but one of the things that they talked about was like the pink and blue of the original girders of the arcade Donkey Kong game. And then once they said that, I'm just like seeing it everywhere. Like it's just throughout the art design, you know, like even there's a little star on like what they recommend you to upgrade to, like there's pink and blue, and like the highlights on Donkey Kong's hair at some point will be pink and blue, and the highlights in the concrete
radar
texture
is
pink
and blue.
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. And it's little things like that. It's just crazy.
Oh, that's so interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
And then the fact that, you know, like they said, you know, the reason that, you know, like the reason that they made a Donkey Kong game,
logo? Wow.
yeah, was basically because of Koizumi just said, hey, we should make a Donkey Kong game. But before that, like there was just a guy that was playing around with voxels, you know, and he'd stuck arms on a Goomba and was like, hey, look what we can do. And it's just so crazy that, you know, that Nintendo has that space for the developers to experiment with, so that like when it's time to like, okay, we're going to go all in on the next project, it's like, oh yeah, I've been messing around with this thing, and then somebody else has been messing around with that, and like, and these ideas just come together. Yeah.
It's weird that Nintendo doesn't get more credit for, I mean, like obviously everyone appreciates that in their games once they come out, but like it would be so interesting to hear some of those like development stage ideas from them, you know? Because you hear about like, oh, Nintendo, monkey's paw, you know, they give you what you want, but not how you want it, or like the rigidity. But then they come out with these like technologically bizarre and wonderful games that is just some guy playing with voxels. Yeah, it's just, it's neat. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Only other two things to say, sorry, for people who are just interested about everything in the game, the collecting bananas also feeds into your progression, not just like making it further in the world, but like your skills. Like you power up like Donkey Kong's punch, you power up your Bananza abilities. Like you better believe one of them, the ostrich one, I powered up all the gliding and then go glide further. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna fly everywhere now. This is great.
Hell yeah.
Stuff like that. Like you choose, and like health, you know, is one. Like I was like, I don't need health, and then it came to a part. It was like, maybe I do need some health. Okay, and then like economy for Huber, because you saw it in the stream. The gold, you're accumulating all this gold. And eventually at a point in the game, like every single thing you come across costs some kind of gold. Build a shortcut, gold. You want to build a house here, gold.
Oh yeah.
Would you like to
you can build
trade
Minecraft lines too? Yeah.
Would you like to trade in your banana chips you also collect for an extra banana to get, you know, to maybe unlock a new skill point? Handling fee, gold. Everyone starts nickeling and diming you in this game, and it starts adding up. And I was like, I got to like 20-something thousand, almost 30,000, and then like I constantly was never going back up again. I was like,
hell yeah,
come on,
music to my ears.
Come on, yeah. And
That's interesting because
they know you want it.
Like, there's a good first chunk of this game where you're not using the gold at all until you have the Bananza meter, and I was like, that's a weird use for gold, but okay. And then that makes sense if there's actual other stuff too. Because I got to a couple of shops in the like gem people area.
Get those costumes.
The costumes are
about with the fossils. Yeah,
that's right. Sick.
But from the specific zone you're on, the level you're on, they only want fossils from that level,
the fossil currency is only good for that. Yeah, that was a bummer, but also makes sense. You know, it's fair.
Yeah.
No, I actually like it. Yeah.
It's an interesting wrinkle. Because it's like on the first layer, I had like 20
level.
fossils. And then I only bought like 2 outfits, and I went because I was like, I'll save it. And then I got to the next sub layer, and I was like, oh, you don't take these. It's like, oh, maybe later someone will take all of them or something.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. Awesome. Just awesome. I mean, I haven't played any since, but can't wait to get back into it.
If you like this conversation, become a $5 and up patron. You get ad-free cuts, extended cuts, all of the cuts, and you get to get into our Discord and more. Patreon.com/EasyAllies.